Hello everyone, my name is Bassma El Adisey. I'm a curator living in Zurich in Switzerland. And first of all, I want to say thank you to you, Tarlan, for inviting me to have this video chat conversation with you. I think it's a very nice opportunity to talk about a work because it gives you maybe a bit of also time to develop answers and also to give very specific insights on a work. You know that I already saw parts of it when I visited you at your studio during your residency at the Gästeatelier Krone in Aarau. But I mean, I'm so curious to find out also how the work developed and also to share these thoughts with the visitors that are able to see the work on site when it's done. So I thought maybe we could start with a bit of a, let's call it maybe obvious question, because the question that I had was a bit like, I mean, we all know that people traveling bring back photographs and they say, these are the places that I visited, these are the people that I met. And I mean, we all know that these are just moments that they show us and that it's probably not able for us to also bring back home real impressions, meaning that I really feel like your latest work, three-dimensional essay on folding memories, is something that is more of an imprint of time than a classical photograph. So I was wondering if maybe you could tell us a bit more about what made you pick this photographic paper to produce your work, and also what's your relation to the medium of photography, and maybe also in this connection what's like behind you choosing to display the works that you produced in Aarau and in Aargauer in France in these 24 frames, which is like an explicit reference to the medium of photography. Yes, maybe you can just tell us a bit more about that. Thanks.
Hi everyone, it is Tarlan Lotfizadeh. I am a multidisciplinary artist currently living and working in Tehran. First, I want to thank you, Bassma, for accepting this invitation to have this not very common talk on my late project, three-dimensional essay unfolding memories, which has been exhibited first in 2022 in France, and we had a short conversation over it while my studio visit in Switzerland in summer of 2023. Okay, let's start with your first question about my relation with the medium of photography. Actually, I have to say that I have started my art practice with the medium of photography. I started doing analog photography and printing black and white in the dark room, and it was exactly where I fell in love with photography, with art there. I was at the second year of university, and as a physics student, I was standing in a dark room under the red light and gazing to the photographic papers and watching them coming to life. In a second, it was like the memories and the moments coming to life. It was so mesmerizing and magical to me. I really fell in love instantly. And since then, I am doing photography, but to be honest, it's kind of not by the means of photography, not for the sake of photography. For me, it's like more a best solution to kind of preserving my memories of being somewhere, kind of like a kind of like a proof for myself of being somewhere in a very specific moment and in a very specific place, and kind of like like representation of a place and an experience there. But after a while, kind of, I was really disappointed in this medium. I really felt like it's not saying enough, it's not really enough, and it's not really fair to the experience. So I was really looking for a better ways of it. And as I really look at the way that I really make art is like I have some problems and I need to solve them. And it was one of them also. I was looking for a best way of kind of preserving my memories of being somewhere and experiencing something. And I really felt like doing photography is not enough, like taking a picture is not really enough. It's like, reduction of reducing the experience of something to two-dimensional photographic papers, or like becoming to some pixels or becoming some pigments of colors. It was not really fair. It was really decreasing, and it was really minimizing the experience. So I felt like it's better to find another solution, a better solution, and this is how my last project kind of started. I started this project kind of to fill these gaps, to kind of to find a better solution to save the memories, and this is how I started this project.
Hello, Tarlan. Sorry for my belated response to your answer. First of all, I wanted to say thank you. I really appreciate your insights on your art practice. As you maybe see, I'm here in Aarau, and I'm trying to react to what you just told me about your relation to photography. I really can understand what you said, that maybe photography gives you in the first place something that gives you a tool that can record also pictures and representations of places, but then in the end I also realized that it is probably for an artist even more important to also develop a practice that goes beyond this representation, or that finds more maybe accurate forms to convert these images into also maybe experiences. So I was wondering maybe if you could tell us a bit more about how your work, three-dimensional essay Unfolding Memories, then was developed, because when people look at this work, it's not as much of a picture. They really can't maybe decipher also what you have been living through, or what the experience of you was in your studio when these works were produced. But still, they are very connected to the places that you lived in and the people that you met maybe also. And I was wondering, so this could be the question, if it is important for you that people know the story on how the works are produced, or if you rather enjoy that it is more of a form that is open to new experiences. It is not as maybe, let's say, it's not as clear as a photographic picture. So do you think that this history of the producing the artwork is important to understand it, or do you rather think that it is not so necessary to know the history, but rather to produce the artwork in the visitor of the exhibition itself? I hope you get what I mean, and I'm really curious to hear your answer to that. Thanks, bye.
first I want to thank you for filming in Aarau. I really miss there. Then to continue with your question. Actually, I have to say that in my most project, which is actually done like this, there is an issue, then I have to find a way to solve the issue for myself. And most of the time, it's the process which is the main thing about the project, which is the most important part of the project is the process of it. And I have to say that mostly in my exhibitions, there are so many clues that I put there for the audience to get what was the issue and how did I face it and how did I try actually to solve it and what was the result that I found till then. It's not it's not like a certain answer. There is no certain answer to that. So here is also kind of the same. I mean, like the project is about my doubt about photography and how the medium of photography is not really faithful and it's not really enough for preserving the memory of something and preserving the idea of experience. So I was looking for the method to kind of preserve my memories in a better way, not with the medium of photography, and this is how I found it.
Good morning, Tarlan. Thanks for your also patience for waiting for my next question. I would like to refer to what you said before in your last answer. I think it's very interesting that you don't really consider the story that you tell the people about your work as important as the story that they will find out about your work. Because if I get it right, it's like really that you try to give hints and that you like want also the viewer to maybe be a bit of the archaeologist that you are yourself, so that they discover that also they have their own like maybe perspectives, and that if they look closely they see your perspective, but they are also able to like bring it together with their own perspective. I hope I kind of got that right. So I was maybe thinking of having a closer look also about the work that you're showing now, about the works that you show in this piece, three-dimensional essay on folding memories. And there are, if I have it in my mind clearly, there are the works that are framed, hanging on the wall. So they are more like classical, maybe tableau paintings, not paintings, but I hope you get what I mean. And there are the other objects like that are standing in different rooms of the gallery. And I described them in my text as sculptures, but actually I don't even know if you would consider them sculptures. And I was wondering about the difference of these two, like also ways to install this photographic paper, because one is on the wall, like classical installation for paper, and one is like used to build a shape, a form. So I thought maybe you could tell us a bit more about how important it is that these objects are objects, or how important it is the volumetric aspect, or rather maybe the bodily aspect of these objects standing in the room. in comparison to the paper hanging on the wall. And maybe you can also tell us then a bit more on like all in all how they are produced, these objects in the room, and what is their story maybe, or give us a bit more hints about it. Thanks a lot, and yes, I hope you have a nice day. I'm here at the office in Aarau. It's very great today, and yes, hope the sun will come out. See you, bye.
My dear Basma, hi again. First, I want to thank you for filming in your office in the museum. I guess it must be Kunsthaus. Thank you for sharing it with us. And then to continue with what you said about about the previous question, yes, you are totally right. What I share in the exhibition is more like sharing the procedure with the audience and sharing the doubt with them. And this term that you use, archaeologic, is the term that we talked about it so much, and mostly in the talk in Switzerland. So yeah, you're totally right about it. And about your very smart question, current smart question, I want to explain that, I have to say it's less about, it's not really like that I choose how to present the pieces and how to make the pieces. It's more about that in the beginning, when I found this method, or when I make this instruction itself tells me how to continue and making these pieces and so on. So, that's why we have 24 frames in this show, and we have 9 folding sculptures made of photographic papers. And now I will explain why. These 9 folding sculptures, they are in the format, they are 3-dimensional because they are the memories of Tehran for me. And still I didn't put them in the suitcase and brought somewhere else. So they are still 3D. This is how I made them. And those 24 frames, they are the memories of me being in my last 2 residencies in France and in Switzerland. So I already, at that time, I put them in my suitcase and brought them with me here. So they are folded. And I unfold them, and I made 24 frames out of it, like when you come back from a trip and you print some pictures that you took there as a memory of your traveling. So that's why we have 24 frames and 9 sculptures, folding sculptures, and these 9 sculptures would be frames if I bring them somewhere else. At the moment, they are 3-dimensional because they are the memories of Tehran for me, and because I am showing them in Tehran. But if I want to show these 9 sculptures somewhere else, they won't be sculptures anymore. So this is how the instruction, I also follow the instruction. And if I want to kind of describe what are these 9 sculptures are, they are the memories of the house currently I live in, and these are like, each of them is kind of representing my family members. When we used to gather here in my aunt's house, when my grandmother was still alive, and we used to gather here, all of us. And because they left so many years ago, like it belongs to more than 20 years ago. And it's like, for me, is the memory of that time for me, the memory of Tehran for me that time. So these are 9 sculptures made of 9 chairs that we used to gather together and have a dinner together. So like each chair for me is represents one of my family members who they are not together. We are not sitting together again because each of them live somewhere else. And this is the story of these 9 folding sculptures. I wish I could explain properly. If it's not clear, please let me know.
Hello, Tarlan. So, we're almost done with our talk, with our little video chat that we initiated. Thanks a lot for inviting me to do this with you, and also for like being so patient with also my English, and also being patient with me sending you like the videos. It was really it was an interesting exchange also that we had. So for the last question that I want to bring up here, I wanted to come back to the notion of the essay, because I was wondering, normally when you look at an essay, it's something that you write and that you can revisit, you can correct it, you can put it in different contexts. For example, if you publish it in a book and then you like take it and you put something new in it, and then you publish it in another book, and also you maybe go to lectures with it, and then you have another idea, and the text can always develop. And for the artistic material, like maybe like a canvas or a photographic picture, this is not so easy, because once it's like taking, let's take the example of the photographic picture, once it's developed, then it's developed. So I was wondering, what does it have to do with this word of the essay? Do you plan to make this work that you just like now produced an ongoing project? And how are you going to manage this? Maybe also like with the material, and yes, because I mean we all know probably the work is not going to look the same once it's like revisited. So I'm really curious to find out, and I hope you're fine, and I send you the best wishes into the weekend, and thanks again. Bye.
Dear Basma, hi again. About your last question about the name of essay, the notion of essay in the project name and on the exhibition name, is that for me this project is less about showing, is less about seeing and visiting, it's more about reading. So that's why it's a 3-dimensional essays, like a 3D text to be read. And this is why. And what you said is also there, but the main point for me is this one. And at last, I have to say that I really, really appreciate that you participated in this talk, in this not very normal talk with me. And thank you for your very brilliant and nice questions that you made actually. And thank you for your time. And I am happy this was our second kind of collaborative thing that we done. And it was so amazing to have you again. Thank you, and best wishes for you.